Welcome into the Commanders Report. I am your host, Jack Sperry, and today I'm going to tell you which Commanders rumors you should buy, sell, or hold stock into. Producer Coop has drawn up lots of interesting possibilities today. I'm going to tell you whether to buy, sell, or hold stock in those scenarios. Before we get into it today, make sure you click that thumbs up icon to get us going today. I really do appreciate all your support. Clicking that thumbs up icon is really a super easy way to help out the channel. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you enjoy this content and that they should recommend our shows and our videos to other Commanders fans like yourselves. So I really do appreciate the support. With that, take it away, Producer Coop.
Here we go. First one. Commanders Week 1 kicker will be someone other than Ramiz Ahmed.
Ooh, good question here because, of course, the Commanders signed Ahmed this week. He hit a 61-yard field goal, Coop, in the USFL. It was the USFL record. Okay, so this guy's got a leg. So I wouldn't necessarily surprise me, but I'm also gonna buy this because, of course, the UFL season's still going on. Jake Bates is kind of the big name in the UFL with the Michigan Panthers. He had a 64-yard field goal earlier this year. So I think that might be their target. They might bring him in, and sure, I think Ahmed might have a chance to compete in training camp. But I do think they bring in more competition, and I think that person is going to have a pretty decent shot at beating out Ahmed for the starting role.
Mike Sainristil, DB out of Michigan, who was taken by the Commanders in the draft, will win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I love me some Mikey Sainristil, man. You guys know that if you're watching the channel. But I mean, slot defenders usually don't win this award. It usually goes to an edge rusher or an outside corner. So I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I am going to sell stock in this, all right? I think Sainristil is going to be a really good impact player right away. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think he's going to be one of the best slot defenders in the NFL right away. And, you know, last year I thought that Brian Branch from the Detroit Lions should have been in consideration for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He had a fantastic season, but because he's a slot defender, nobody really paid much attention to him. I fear that that's going to be a similar situation with Sainristil this year. Love the player. I think he's going to be a Commander for life. He's going to be awesome. But in terms of winning that award, I'm not sure if he plays the right position. So let me know down there in the comments section, what is the percent chance that Mike Sainristil wins Defensive Rookie of the Year? I'll give it a 1 or 2% chance, but let me know what you guys think down there for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question.
Next one. Someone currently not on the Commanders roster right now will be the Week 1 starting left tackle for this team.
I really hope so. I don't trust Cornelius Lucas. I don't trust Brandon Coleman. But unfortunately, I'm going to sell stock in this right now, Producer Coop. I just feel like the Commanders feel like, once again, I mean, that's kind of one of the faults that they're bringing in from the past administration. They think that they can fix players. They think that, you know, Cornelius Lucas all of a sudden is going to be an awesome, you know, offensive tackle. He stinks. And, you know, it seems like, you know, they brought him in free agency. They brought him back. He was a free agent this year, and they brought him back. Seems like they believe in him to be a placeholder while Brandon Coleman gets his feet wet. And even if Brandon Coleman takes over for him, I don't think his foot speed is there. He had a really bad season last year at TCU, and he was awful at the Senior Bowl. Thought they overdrafted him a little bit. So I hope they get a Bakhtiari, a Donovan Smith, or, you know, something like that. DJ Humphries even. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think this team believes in Lucas and Coleman. So coming up here on the Commanders Report, more scenarios from Producer Coop for me to buy, sell, or hold stock into. But before we get into it, if you want a brand new Jaden Daniels jersey, you can get one today while also helping support the channel by going to chatsports.com/Daniels. I'll put that link in the comments and description of today's show. And when you click that link and then you make a purchase, our friends at Fanatics are going to give us part of the proceeds of every single Jaden Daniels jersey that they sell when you use that link. So I really do appreciate all the support you guys give. If you are looking to get a Jaden Daniels jersey, and you know you want to help out the channel, this is your chance to do so. Go to chatsports.com/Daniels. Get your brand new number 5 Jaden Daniels Commanders jersey in your closet today.
A popular topic around these parts. Washington's team name will still be Commanders 5 years from now.
You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Commanders. I've grown a little bit more accustomed to it, but I do hope they change it someday. But I'm actually going to hold this one because, Commanders ownership it seems like they're leaning towards keeping it. Now, it's definitely possible that fan outrage and the fan, response gets worse and worse, and they eventually, change the name within 5 years. I think it's possible. But I think, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said they're definitely changing it. Now, I'm not too sure. I'm going to say hold this one. So make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. If you are a Commanders Report Real one, thank you guys so much for all of your support. Help make this video the best it can possibly be by liking today's show.
Joe Whitt Jr., new defensive coordinator. He will get a head coaching job in the next 3 seasons.
I'm a big fan of Joe Whitt Jr. If you watch the show, you guys know that. I'm going to say bye this one. I think, he speaks like a head coach. He speaks in a way that, makes you want to run through a brick wall. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin when he talks, and he's very team-oriented. He's somebody that doesn't like to give secrets away in press conferences, and, he's very tough-minded, and that's something I really like. Another thing that I really like about Joe Whitt Jr. is that he molds his defense to the talents of his personnel instead of just having like a cookie-cutter type system that he just runs despite the personnel. That's how bad defensive coordinators run their defenses. He is really, versatile, and, he switches things up based on personnel and their strengths and weaknesses. And I think that's how the best defensive minds in football operate. I think within the next 3 years, the Commanders' defense is going to be awesome. I think as a result, he's going to get a much-deserved head coaching job.
Will linebacker or edge, whatever he is nowadays.
But he's pretty much a hybrid player at this point.
Will Jamin Davis get a second contract with the Commanders?
So he is heading into a contract year here. It's going to depend on how productive he is, right? There's a reason why they haven't extended him, because they just don't know how good he's going to be at that edge rusher position. I could see him being awesome and being like a Baron Browning or a Micah Parsons light version, and being a very good player. But I'm going to say hold here because we just don't know. I think he's got the physical skill set to be really good, but he's also learning pretty much a brand new position, pretty much on the fly here with a new staff. And, it's definitely possible that things don't work out. So, I'll say hold on this one. I'm probably more optimistic with Jamin this year than not. But I'm not going to tell you to buy stock in something I'm not 100% sure of.
Last one here, Chris Rodriguez Jr. will finish 2024 as RB2.
I'll say buy. I'll buy that. I think Austin Eckler last year showed us that he's losing a bit of juice. And listen, Austin's not going to have the biggest role in this offense. It's going to be Brian Robinson Jr. as the main back to start. And I do think Austin Eckler will be the third down kind of scat back, and he's not going to get as much of a workload as he did in LA, which should help him a bit, but he lost a step last year. He lost some speed, and Chris Rodriguez Jr. had some very nice moments at the end of last year that, we were really excited about. So I think he's somebody on the up and up. Austin Eckler is probably on the downward trend of his career. I think by season's end, we might see Chris Rodriguez Jr. Move up the ranks here. That'll be it for today's edition of the Commanders Report. Thank you to producer Coop for helping us out and getting those situations for me to answer today. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. Really do appreciate your support. And until next time, hail to the Commanders.